First of all, I'm gonna say something that's controversial, right? You know how they say it's much better to be feared than loved, right? The problem is that a lot of people don't know that you could have both of them. You could have somebody love you and fear you. The problem is that the problem is that you could also have somebody who loves you and doesn't fear you. But fear is the most important thing, and I'll tell you why. Somebody who loves you but doesn't fear losing you, that's what I mean fear. Somebody who loves you but doesn't fear losing you will disrespect you. It's like when people treat their dogs like an object, where they don't give the dog any respect. They love their dog, but they look down on their dogs, and they treat their dogs like they treat a freaking Sims character, with no dignity and no respect. They'll play practical jokes on their dogs. They'll be without them. And the problem is that these people don't realize they're being disrespectful, and that's because they love their dogs, but they don't fear losing their dog. They don't have any fear of their dogs, any appropriate fear. I can promise you, people treat their pit bulls with a lot more respect than they treat their poodles. The simple fact that a pit bull can bite the shit out of you, right? So I know it's a crazy analogy, but it's the same thing. Too many of you guys are freaking golden retrievers. Too many of you guys are poodles, where you get their love but don't get their respect, right? It's more important to have a fear of losing you than loving you. Loving you doesn't mean they fear losing you, because they have no respect. And the reason why they have no respect is because you have shown directly or indirectly that you have no backbone, that you're not willing to walk away. And so we're going to talk about what are some things you could do to create the fear, and why is it that they don't fear losing you. Well, remember, fear comes first. Not fear of getting smacked, not fear of being abusive, but the fear of not having you in your life. Fear comes first. Love comes second. In other words, the fear is what inspires respect. Like, people are not going to be loyal to you because of love. They're going to be loyal to you because of fear. And the fear is that you're so valuable that losing you will create a gap in my life. And I don't want that. And you have to be able to communicate that, right? So how do you do that? Well, always remember, man, without fear losing you, love comes with disrespect. And if somebody loves you but is disrespectful, like parents, for example, it's because you have shown them that you have no backbone. You have no boundaries. They've crossed your boundaries. They know they crossed your boundaries, and you just stayed quiet. So to win someone over, you don't win them over through pleasure, through how nice you are. No, you win them over through your darkness, through your strength, through your aggressive action when they disrespect you. That's how you win them over. Through you having a conversation with them because you think things are not going your way, or they're doing something that you don't like, and you directly tell them that you don't like it and you want to work on that, right? They don't love you through the pleasure they feel. They love you through their realization that without you, there's pain. There's something called asymmetric impact of loss, and it's this. People tend to feel the pain of losing something more intensely than the pleasure of gaining the same thing. So the love that you give will not have a deeper impact than the realization that without you, they're not happy. In other words, we could be dating for a few weeks and everything's perfect. Oh, you're great, you're loving, you make me good food. And that love, if I keep feeling it, I'll get used to it, right? And I'll go back to a certain level of feeling, right, and comfort. But the problem with that is that I'll unconsciously start taking you for granted. It is the fear of losing you that will cause me to get acclimated to you. But then after a certain point of acclimation, the fear of losing you gets activated. And all of a sudden, the fear will propel the love that you have for them even higher. That is how you prevent people from taking you for granted, right? Because the fear of pain is more powerful than the pleasures that you could provide. Too many of you guys only rely on the pleasure and the warmth. You got to realize that the true power, the true magnetic addiction that they'll have for you comes through that fear, right? Leading to a heightened emotional reaction to potential loss. So these things are natural parts of life. You give them a foretaste of losing you, a sense of the impending emotions that will come if they lose you. For example, all of a sudden, one day you stop texting them when you were consistent the whole time. All of a sudden, you're a little cold. You don't give them a reason, but you're cold, not too cold, but enough for them to notice that you've been cold the last week, right? It'll dawn on them as they're taking a shower. And what they'll notice is that they feel a sense of fear, a sense of anxiety. But that feeling of anxiety is only coming from the thought of losing you. All of a sudden, they start to backward rationalize that if they felt anxiety at the thought of you pulling away, what are they going to feel when you actually pull away? And that's when they start taking more action. You don't have to freaking put the knife and twist it, motherfucker. No. All you got to do is just take a little moonwalk back. Act a little cold, all of a sudden, don't respond so soon. Take an extra day to respond. Respond in the morning. People are naturally paranoid about pain. In other words, people put more thought of impending pain than thought of impending pleasure. Get what I'm saying? So you just give them a taste of it, and that taste doesn't have to be manipulated. It could be that you let them suffer a bit. Like you take an extra hour to respond. Or maybe you got to go out with them today, but you're too tired because of work. Rather than forcing the meetup, you cancel, motherfucker. You were tired. You had a long day of work. Or maybe they're doing something you don't like, and you have those uncomfortable conversations, right? Maybe an argument maybe you guys have an argument, and the argument makes you want some distance, right? For example, me, if I argue with you, I'm going to want a little bit of distance, right? For example, there was this one girl who was 20 minutes late to our meetup. No, 30. And I was mad, not because of her, but because of the whole day. And she was like, Delicious, are you mad? And I'm like, yeah, but give me a few minutes so I can cool down, because, man, you were fucking late. She was like, okay. And on the whole Uber ride, I was quiet, letting myself cool down. She was like, you good? I was like, yo, like, just give me a second, man. Like, Jesus Christ, like, give me a second. Let me cool down a little bit, right? 20 minutes later, I was back to normal. But that thing that I did, I wasn't being manipulated, but I wanted space. And naturally, they take that personally. They internalize it, and they start saying, what can I do to make him happier? It's not manipulated. This is actually something that, if they're healthy, they're also going to want space from you. And you're also going to be on the receiving end of this. And you're also going to end up liking them more. This is not a bad thing, people. You get what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing. So having your own personal boundaries, having things to do, right? Your desire for space, your desire to have your own life sometimes, your desire to spend time on your own will offend them. It will offend them. But also, it'll make them respect you. For the simple reason, one, you show self-reliance, and two, if this little space that you're creating makes me anxious, what could happen if you actually leave? And that pain, that thought of potential impending pain, yeah, they've had a little taste of what could happen. Makes them start thinking of you more. Makes them want to be more romantic, because now they're avoiding pain through their actions. They're not chasing the love you're giving them. They're chasing. They're trying to avoid the pain of losing you, because the pain will be too much. It'll be harder for me to fire someone if I know that firing you will cause a lot of problems, as opposed to firing you because you're a good worker. Like, the pain has more salience in the mind than pleasure does, right? The fear of losing something stems. This is another thing that's very important, right? Look at this, right? There's another reason why this is so powerful. Psychological weight of losses. And it says this: the fear of losing something stems from the perceived negative consequences associated with the loss. Individuals may anticipate feelings of regret, disappointment, dissatisfaction if they lose a valued possession, opportunity, and relationship. They notice how much they value you, because you stepping away, wanting distance, created such an intense feeling of dissatisfaction and anxiety. And they're gonna backward rationalize that they love you more than they really love you. The truth is that this will make them love you a lot more than they currently love you. So please, man, stop relying on just being sweet, being nice, even though that is great, being a gentleman, even though that is great. People need to experience in their minds what the reality of what would be if you are not around. Now, the problem is that sometimes you pull away and they don't feel anything. It doesn't mean you did it wrong. What that means is that maybe you pulled away a little bit too soon. You got to create a pattern. Remember, patterns and continual patterns creates expectations. Once you create the pattern, they start to expect it, you break it, and it creates a sense of disappointment, right? So maybe you need to be a little bit more consistent and do this, right? You cannot be too inconsistent. This will cause too much pain. Or maybe they just don't feel for you. So either way, this reveals everything. This reveals how they feel, and this reveals how you feel about them, right? Because if you do this and they don't bat an eye, what does that say? It doesn't mean it didn't work. It just means that they don't give a fuck to care. But all I'm trying to do is reframe pain. Too many people see pain as manipulative. Too many people see pain as something dark and evil. Inflicting pain is a part of life. And they can never truly know how much they truly love you unless they realize how much pain they'll be in if you leave them. And we all know that when we love someone, them pulling away just a little bit ruins our day. Ruin their day. They have other days left. In fact, if you ruin their day, if they see you the next day, you'll make their day. It'll equal out. Yeah, same shit. People are like, oh my God, Father Alex is evil. Get up, Melissa. Oh, this is abuse. I'm sorry, man. This is because Melissa's a girl. I can't be hitting them. Sorry. Shut up, Tyrone. Anyways, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm just letting you guys know I'm almost done with the course, The Feminine Woman. I just have one more week and 2 more videos to make, and I'll be done. So I just finished the purpose video. No, actually, I didn't finish it. I realized I deleted it. Yes, I deleted it, and now I have to re-edit it. I be doing some dumb shit, people. Anyways, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, a one-on-one session, a private one-on-one session, book a private phone call on the description down below where it says work with me one-on-one, and I'll see you guys. All right, guys, we're going to have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club videos that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at $238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.